Hello and welcome to the Tartan Geo Premier League preview, where this mouthy Scotsman takes a look at the upcoming fixtures over the weekend, gives his opinion and a little glance with a prediction at the end of it, which means absolutely nothing. Now, kicking us off at lunchtime on Saturday, Wolves take on West Bromwich Albion. I have to say I enjoyed Wolves' last game. I thought it'd been a bit boring recently. This season Wolves have been a bit boring, haven't they? Losing Jimenez is a big blow to them, and they've struggled without him, there's no doubt about that. But the Everton game I enjoyed. I thought it was a really good game of football between two teams, end-to-end stuff, goals. And I have to say, I think Ruben Neves in the last couple of weeks is really starting to come back into form. I think he's had a poor season up till now, but I think he's done alright those last couple of games. West Brom, however, they need points, and I can't see them getting any here. No Conor Gallagher for them as well. He's suspended. Grant's injured. Allardyce is in trouble. Robert Snodgrass will make his debut. The former West Ham player, he should make his first start for West Brom. Not an easy fixture for them. I don't think they'll be hiding. I'm going to go for a small Wolves victory. We'll say 2-1 Wolves. We'll start putting some scores in. 2-1 Wolves for this one. And another bad game for Sam Allardyce as he makes his start at the Hawthorns. Then we travel up to Leeds, taking on Brighton. Ben White is the Ben White derby, isn't it? He's playing for the club he had to sign a contract with against the club he wanted to sign a contract with in the summer. Leeds United have got embarrassed in the FA Cup, didn't they? No Calvin Phillips, he's suspended. Bielsa's starting to come in for a bit of criticism from the neutral fan, if you like. But this is a result, not necessarily of Bielsa. It's a result of the pundits' words towards Bielsa. They always praise Leeds, don't they? They always give it a big one about Leeds. And do you know something? I understand. I like the way Leeds play myself. But because they go on about it so much, I think people now start to almost resent Bielsa a little bit. It's become a bit cool to pick on the Leeds manager. But this should be a good game up against Brighton, who performed very well during the week against Manchester City. They were very unlucky to lose that game. I was very impressed by Tao, the young lad playing sort of an attacking midfielder position. Thought he was really, really good. Bissouma's back from suspension. Big bonus for them. And I actually think I'm going to go for a score draw, a 1-1. I'm going to go for a 1-1 on this one because Brighton can and sometimes do play good football. Like I said, I'm not their biggest fan. Leeds can and sometimes do play good football. So I'd be tuning into this one if it wasn't for the next fixture, which is West Ham against Burnley. And if I was a neutral, don't watch this game. Watch the Leeds one, because I think this one's got 0-0 written over it. Two fantastic defences. West Ham's keeping clean sheets recently, but they're struggling to pick down teams, as we saw against Stockport. Whereas Burnley, that Tarkowski Ben Mee partnership, they're back together after missing the start of the season. And now Burnley are looking like a bigger and better team. They're looking like a team that's going to pick up points, keep clean sheets, and get away from that relegation zone, as they do at this stage of every season. So I'm going to go for a 0-0 at the London Stadium. Then Fulham take on Chelsea, and I did my sort of Premier League prediction video during the week, which didn't go down too well with Liverpool fans, and I was probably a little bit harsh. I sort of wish I swapped Liverpool and Spurs round, if I'm being honest with you. In hindsight, I watched it back and I thought, I wish I put Liverpool second and put Tottenham fourth, but I live by it. However, Fulham, they played during the week against Tottenham, and I thought they were really, really good. Fulham. I thought Fulham were really, really good. Ruben Loftus-Cheek obviously missing for this one against his parent club, but that's not a bad thing. That forces Parker to change it. Lookman's probably going to have to come in because I thought he was fantastic when he came off the bench as well. But I like it. I like what Parker's doing there. I like the way they play. And the reason I referred to that video, which I've already forgotten about, is because I said I think Fulham play good football. And I think they will pick up results and they will get away from that relegation zone. And I think they might start here. I think they're going to get a draw here against Chelsea. I'm going to go for 1-1. Chelsea have got to do something. No Conte. I think Billy Gilmour might come in for this one. I hope he puts in Billy Gilmour, Lampard. Hudson-Odoi should be starting. He's probably been one of the better players for the Blues over the last few weeks. I think pressure on Lampard, though. If he doesn't get a point, if he doesn't get 3 points, he's got to win at Craven Cottage, because this is the standard, isn't it? If you want to be title contenders, they're not going to be title contenders, but that's what they've got to aim for. You've got to go to the newly promoted sides, and you've got to get 6 points out of 6 against all 3 of them. It's as simple as that, really. So there's pressure on him to go to Craven Cottage, and I'm going to go for Fulham 1, Chelsea 1 in that game. Then Leicester take on Southampton in the evening game. No Danny Ings for the Saints. Oh, my boy. Tested positive for COVID, so he won't be playing. a little bit of a doubt about Che Adams. So Shane Long will be playing up front. They're missing a couple of players actually. Southampton. Romeo's also iffy. McCarthy's back though, but I don't know if he'll start because Fraser Forster kept a clean sheet in his last game. So a few options there, but they are missing a few players, Southampton. Up against Leicester, who are just going about their business. They're still doing well, still in the top 4 of the Premier League, looking like they're Champions League contenders as well. I think they're only missing Dennis Pratt for this one. And I'm going to go for a narrow Leicester win. I'm going to say Leicester 1, Southampton 0. I'm not expecting loads of goals on Saturday. I have to admit, I'm not expecting a goal fest. Anyway, so we go into Sunday. Sheffield United kick us off against Tottenham. Oh, what a win that was. I say what a win. What a much needed win they got. They got their first Premier League win of the season. They got some points on the board. I think that's maybe where it's going to stop for this one. I keep predicting Spurs to win, but I'm gonna do it again. He's missing a few players, Wilder. While, like I said, while they won, it wasn't the most convincing performance. But it's good to see them get the win. I'd like to see Sheffield United at least make a competition of it. At least trying to stay up. And you don't like seeing, when it comes to the end of the season as a neutral, you don't want seeing the top 4 wrapped up. You don't want the title wrapped up. You don't want the bottom 3 wrapped up. You want to see a relegation battle. So I almost want, at the very least of it, I want Sheffield United involved for the competitiveness come May. And I think they'll pick up some points between now and then. I think they'll cling on. And like I said, I don't think West Brom's going to be that far ahead of them come the end of the season. Tottenham, though, Jose Mourinho's tactics do well until they go 1-0 up. Then Jose Mourinho's tactics are bad. You know, they play well, go 1-0 up, retreat, concede, struggle. If I was a Spurs fan, I'd be extremely frustrated because when they play, they can play good stuff. But when they go 1-0 up, their attitude changes. They just go like that into defensive mode, give the other team the ball, and it's bad. It's bad business in the Premier League. You can't... You know, Liverpool won the league last year with a lot of grinding out victories, but they didn't do like Tottenham. They didn't go 1-0 up and then concede. They were on top for the whole game. It's just that the other team was trying to keep them out for the whole game, and eventually Liverpool would get the winner here or there by hook or crook, and that's why they won the title, Liverpool, because they're a variety of play. They could score goals from all different sorts, whether it's crossing the ball, whether it's nice tippy-tappy football, whether it's an individual goal. They could score all sorts of goals, and that's what I liked most about Liverpool last season. But Tottenham need to add that string to the bow if they're going to win or if they're going to compete with the top boys. If you want, they've got to do better, and Jose Mourinho's tactics need to be a little bit more go 1-0 and then try and get a second goal rather than trying to stop the other team scoring the second goal of the match. For this one, though, I'm going to go Sheffield United 0, Tottenham 1. I think his tactics are going to work. At Liverpool, Man United, I'm going to talk about this preview. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to do a separate preview. I'm not going to lie. It's a clickbaity game, but also it's my favourite derby. It's not really a derby, is it? But I look forward to Liverpool, Man United more than I do the Merseyside derby and the Manchester derby. This is one of my favourite games of the Premier League calendar. So I'm doing a preview separate for that. And then Manchester City take on Crystal Palace. I'm not looking forward to this one, to be honest with you. It's one of them that could be 5-0, and there's another one that could be 0-0. We've seen Palace get results like this. I thought they looked alright against Arsenal, Crystal Palace. I thought they looked quite good. They made Arsenal look poor, if you want, in the first half. Second half was a bit more even. Arteta shook it up a little bit and changed the way they played a bit more, and they were the better side, but they were just lacking any sort of threat. It was a comfortable night for Crystal Palace. Manchester City played Brighton. They did alright. Phil Foden, whoa, he's looking like the player we all thought he would be, isn't he? Oh, the skills were out, the goal was out. He's going through a right little purple patch, Phil Foden. But the funny thing is that purple patch is pretty much every time we see him. Whenever he starts for Man City, he looks good. He rarely has a bad game. But now he's just got to get to play week in, week out, and become a key part of Pep's team. And he's an exciting player to watch. He's got that Jack Grealish factor about him. I like watching City with him playing, because when he does, I'm like, get the ball to Phil Foden. I want to see what Phil Foden can do. And it's justified. He's a damn fine player. So for this one, I'm going to say Manchester City 3, Crystal Palace 0. Another game with no shots on target for Palace, perhaps. Then on Monday night, we've got Arsenal against Newcastle. And I have to say, good on the Geordies. When I first started this channel, one of my first previews, I kept slagging off Steve Bruce, if you like, and I stand by it. I think he's rubbish. He's not good enough. I think he's awful. I can understand why Newcastle fans don't want him there. 100% can understand. And when you watch them, oh, it's just terrible. Another game, midweek, another game where Newcastle were just poor against Sheffield United. They were just rubbish. Big calls for Bruce to get sacked now. I think the mainstream media are sort of coming round to the Newcastle fans' way of thinking. But I don't think it's going to get any easier for them on Monday night away to Arsenal. I don't think it's a surefire home win though, so I'll say Arsenal 2, Newcastle 0, because Newcastle are just rubbish. As for Arsenal, like I said against Crystal Palace, looked okay in the second half, but Arteta's just, he's not got it. He's not got what they're lacking something. Whenever I watch them, they're just so flat. You know, Kieran Tierney was looking really good. He's injured now, and they were missing him. I like Saka. I like Smith Rowe. He's coming to side. He's looking really good. But Aubameyang's massively gone off form since signing that new contract. Lacazette's good in spells. They're just so slow. There's nothing exciting about them. Arteta needs to find something. But like I said, I think they'll beat Newcastle. But that's more of an insult to Newcastle. Well, an insult to Steve Bruce than a compliment to Mikel Arteta. Anyway, that's it. That is it. That's the Tartan Gio Premier League preview. Give me your score predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, comment and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'm away to research my car bets for the weekend. That will be going up tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. Then my Liverpool Manchester United preview will go up on Saturday evening. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the football and hope your side wins, whoever you support, unless you're a Burnley fan.